Hello, good day everyone, and welcome to this YouTube channel. Today we're going to be sharing with you the best and most compatible setting you can apply to your PPSSPP emulator. Whether you are just a regular user of the application or you are a gamer, these settings will help you enhance your game speed and performance. Now, without taking much of our time, let's get into it. Now, what you want to make sure you have is the latest version of the PPSSPP emulator. Right, I have right here with me the latest version of the emulator. So we head over to our settings. Now, under this menu you should see system. Head over to system, scroll a bit till you see an option which allows you to restore PPSSPP settings to default. Now, once you've seen that, you click that. So now, for some reasons you might not want to reset your controls or your recents for what you've configured. So in this video we are only dealing with the game settings, so that's what we'll be focusing on. So make sure the checkbox of the game settings is on. So once you click OK, it should give you a notification, and if it does not give you a notification, just be sure your PPSSPP setting is reset to default. Mine didn't give me a notification, but from the look of things everything has been reset to default. So we start with the graphics section under this menu. Firstly, we'll be dealing with our back end, that is our GPU renderer basically. Now, clicking on that, the first option, you should have two options given to you: OpenGL and the Vulkan. Now, some games work better with the OpenGL and some with the Vulkan. It just depends on what game you are playing or emulating. Now, you just have to test it out on your certain games by creating game settings so it won't affect the general setting. But in this video we're going with the Vulkan, so we'll be clicking the Vulkan as our GPU renderer. Now, the next thing is our rendering resolution. The rendering resolution, the most compatible setting right here is a 2x PSP, but for high-end device you could try experimenting with the 3x PSP or the 4x PSP, but the most compatible setting for best performance is going with the 2x PSP. Now, after that, make sure this software rendering slow accurate, make sure it is checked out, make sure that is off. So scroll a bit till you see full screen. Make sure your PPSSPP emulator is on full screen. You don't want any trouble when emulating your games. Now, after that is the display layout and effects. Click that. Now you should see at the top right the first option that says stretch. Now make sure that is checked on. Now, once that is checked on, you go to the one at the left which says screen scaling filter. Clicking that should give you two options: linear and nearest. The best, most compatible setting, you choose the linear. Now go back, then scroll a bit till you see frame rate control, a section which says frame rate control. Now make sure frame skipping is off for best results. Then frame skipping type, you should choose the percent of FPS. Now scrolling a bit, you should see alternative speed 2. Now make sure that is on unlimited. If this you have that this way, just make sure you check that out and make sure both of them are unlimited. Now, the next thing you want to deal with is your speed axe. Now, the first option there is the skip buffer effect. Now note, the skip buffer effect does not work with all games, so you have to create your game configurations, then test it out with the certain game you want to emulate. Now, this does two things: it's either it increase your resolution and increase the performance of your game, or it gives you a black screen in which you are not able to see anything. So just try it out and experiment it with certain games on your emulator. Now we'll be leaving that checked out, we'll leave that off. Now, the next thing under the speed axe section is the lazy texture catching speed up. Make sure that is on. Then after that is the spline or Bezier curves quality. Now click that and make sure that is on low. Then we move on to the performance section. Now, buffer graphics command faster input lag. Now this is totally experimental, but our advice for best results, you choose the off. You make sure it is off, no buffer. Now once you click that, you see three options: no buffer, up to 1 and up to 2. Now for best results, go with the no buffer setting. Now your PPSSPP might prompt you to restart, just make sure you restart. Mine didn't prompt me for some reason, but just make sure if yours prompts you to restart, make sure you restart. It's totally experimental. If it doesn't work for your games, make sure you switch it back to up to 2. You can see it's telling me to restart when I wanted to switch it back to up to 2. So I'll restart that. Okay, so let's go back to the buffer graphics command. Now, as I said earlier, it's totally experimental. It's either you turn it off, no buffer, or you choose the up to 2. So I'll be going with the no buffer in this video. So I'll restart that one more time. Now after that, you want to scroll a bit till you get to texture filtering section. Now anisotropic filtering, make sure that is off. Clicking that, make sure that is off. Then right under it is the texture filtering. Click that and make sure that is on linear. Then scroll a bit till you get to hack settings, lower resolution for effects, reduce artifacts. Now click that. For best results, you are going to go with the aggressive option. Now once you've clicked the aggressive option, you want to turn on your FPS also, and you want to show speed. Now for the next section, we'll be going to the audio section. Now going to the audio section, now make sure everything, you don't touch anything right here, except you should make sure the option which says Bluetooth friendly buffer slower is turned off. It is checked out. Now mine is turned off already. Just make sure that is turned off so it won't affect your game. Your game won't be laggy. Now the next thing we are going with is the networking. Now right here, make sure everything is turned off except the auto configure option under infrastructure. Now once you get to infrastructure, make sure you don't turn that off, the auto configure option. But apart from that, everything else right here should be turned off for best performance, except you want to play a multiplayer with your friends. That's when you can head over here to set up your MAC address, your IP address, stuff like that. But apart from that, if you are not going multiplayer mode, make sure everything is turned off so it won't affect your game performance. Now the next section we'll be going to is the system. Now heading over to the system. Now once we've gone to the system, just scroll a little till you get to a section which says emulation right here. Now the first option says fast memory unstable. Now if that is off on your device, make sure you check it on. Now mine is on already, so I'll leave it that way. Now after that, just after ignore bad memory access, you should see I/O timing method. Now click that and you want to go with the simulate UMD delays. Now don't complicate things. There are two types. We have the simulate UMD slow reading speed and we have the simulate UMD delays. Now for best performance, you'll be going with the simulate UMD delays. Now that is basically all you need to know, and that is all you need to configure in your PPSSPP emulator for best performance. So with this configuration, your game should be running smoothly at least 50 to 60 FPS, and you shouldn't experience little to no lags at all for low-end devices, both for low-end devices, mid-range and upper mid-range. Now if you found this video really helpful and these settings worked for you, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Then immediately after subscribing, hit the notification bell to receive important mobile tech updates just like this. And just remember to like the video if this really helped you. Then remember to leave a nice comment and share to whoever needs it, family or friends. Do have a good day.
Got things on the way. Well, Rai is someone who is emblematic of another generation in that endless line of great Brazilians.
Yeah, so many. And someone who's proved his excellence in both his home country, Peter, and indeed Europe at top level.
And scores goals, a really prolific attacking midfield player.
That's